Over the course of the last several days, I have had several, even multiple conversations with people, and I've discovered that there is like a theme that kind of runs through and permeates every one of those conversations that I've had. And the common theme is this: weariness with a touch of edgy. Maybe we could call it wedgy. Anyway, do you just humor me? But I thought to myself, why do so many people have this kind of weary edge to them? And the more I thought about it, I realized, why do I have a weary edge to me? And my guess is you're probably feeling the same way as well. And the more I thought about it and the more I considered it, I believe I may know why. We're coming out of a year of all of the changes, almost a year of all of the changes that COVID has brought into our world. And we're weary from the constant change. And we're edgy due to the uncertainty of what tomorrow will hold, or even when all of this will come to an end and we go back to some degree of normalcy, and whatever that even is. And then we add one more thing to it that we didn't have in the past 11 months. And that's this. Here in the Northeast, we have long winters. And even when things are normal, winters wear people down. It's a real issue. And it's a real issue for many people. And I'll tell you this is something that was given to me, advice that was given to me many years ago concerning January and February living in the Northeast. And the advice was this: don't make any major life decisions in January or February. Why? Because you're not thinking clearly. You might want to write that one down. That's pretty valuable. But we combine all of that together, this combination of long-term COVID realities and February, and we're weary and edgy. And some of you may be dipping your toes in the pool of depression. Now, if any of what I've mentioned to you is how you're feeling today, let me remind you of what King Solomon said in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. And he tells us this, that there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under heaven. And then he goes on to list that there's a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to reap. And some of you might be singing the rest of those verses in your head, made popular and famous by the Byrds many, many years ago. But anyway, the point is simple. All that we are, all that you are facing in this season, the weariness, the burden, the uncertainty, winter, it's just a season. That means it will come to an end. For winter, we know spring is around the corner. We know it's on the way. For the other difficult times in life, they too eventually will come to an end. For even the best of times will end, because life is all about seasons. So, the question then is this: how do I hold on in the midst of a difficult season? How do you hold on when you're just getting through the day? What remains the same through every season and the season of life is Jesus Christ. And I'm reminded of what the Apostle Paul says in Philippians chapter 4, verse 12, when he says this: I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I've learned the secret of being content in every and any situation, whether well-fed or hungry, or whether living in plenty or in want, or living through a pandemic. And in verse 13, he says, I can do everything through him who gives me strength. The him is Jesus. So today, for me, for you, rediscover the secret that is, strength is found in Christ. Then we can take that strength and we can take that encouragement that we receive from him and make it a point to deliver it to the world around us, to be a blessing to those around us, to be kind, to be patient, to be encouraging, to be compassionate, so that we can see the change in our season a little bit sooner. And we can then be the change in our season, because we're all in this together.